Whenever you're ready, I'm ready.
Go for it.
Welcome to Creators Dementia again. Welcome to Creators Dementia.
That's the signature move.
Got it. Today, anything new going on with you?
Tons of shit. So, first off, started at the post office. Did some training in Bowling Green. I'm gonna love this job. I'm gonna be by myself, driving the roads, delivering mail. It is going to be fantastic. I am going to love it.
Me time.
Yes. Crap. There's a paper downstairs that I was supposed to grab in between the mattress. Sugar. Maybe I'll remember it. We went to a concert. What was
Last week?
Yeah. The 21st, was that a Friday?
I have no idea.
I'm going to say yes. We'll maybe. Yeah, see, now it's time to look at the calendar. That way I get this right.
Yes, it was on a Friday.
Okay, so we went to a concert down in Memphis on the 21st. And it was the From Ashes to New, 3 Days Grace, and Shinedown over at the FedEx Forum. Before we got into the FedEx Forum, we stopped off at the Jerry Lee Lewis bar. And there was a bartender there. And she was absolutely amazing. She was very friendly. She kept conversations going, and, she even listened to the type of music that we was going to Memphis, Tennessee to listen to. So she was just an all-around amazing person. Sarah is her name. And I told her, because of her awesome customer service and her friendly attitude, that I would present her name and her place of business that she works on this podcast. So I'm giving her a shout out here and now. And a bunch of funny stories happened at this bar with this lovely bartender. And I'm pretty sure the wife would not want me to spill too much about it. But my friend Corey, his fiance Candace, and then my wife all got drunk at this bar. I did not. I paced myself. I did good. And let's just say the truth comes out when alcohol is involved between women. I'll say it that way. But yes, she was a lovely person, and I thank her very much for her hospitality at the Jerry Lee Lewis bar. It was amazing. And if anybody's ever going down to Memphis, go check it out. It's fantastic. The food alone is amazing. We had I think it was like barbecue nachos. It had like pulled pork on it and melted cheese and everything. Oh my goodness. It was great.
You're talking about your good. Of course, this is a side note from what we're talking about. We went to the Smokies last year. Me, just the family and the boyfriends of the girls. And we stopped at a restaurant down there. You're just talking about that. Most time you have a upbeat waitress. And we had a waitress there. And usually if anybody's having, first thing I'll do is ask how are you?
Right.
Because they're always talking to us. Just to break conversation and just trying to get a little rapport going.
Yeah.
She goes, I've had better. I said, well, at least you're able to work, And she goes, whatever. Rolled her eyes and walked off.
Wow. That's shit customer service.
And bless her heart, I don't know what issue she is going through.
Right.
And we didn't give her crap over it. But it was just one of the moments when she would come to the table, it'd be like, refills. And I am not exaggerating. And it takes a lot for me to...
no personality.
No personality. Like I said, I don't know what was going on. But she just, the 18, 19-year-old, they have a persona that some of them like to give off.
Right.
Just dark and down. And it was like that the entire time.
See, that would just be exhausting.
It was, you just kind of check out. And when we was leaving, we was talking about it. She, one or two at the table said, well, she don't need a tip. She didn't give good service. I said, well, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, so we left a tip anyway. But
Yeah.
it's just like you said, you're giving that shout out, and I'm not going to say her name,
Right.
but you just never know. But it makes such a difference, just your persona that you carry.
It does.
And you brought it a week later. You're still talking about it.
Right. Yes. I mean, random people that you meet out and about. Even if you don't remember them, a bunch of them will leave an actual impact on your daily life.
Yeah, somebody's always watching.
Oh yeah.
That's another thing. I've had the honors of working with the swim team.
Mm-hmm.
And I've talked to some coaches around here in the last couple of weeks and just getting to know them. And sometimes they get so focused on, well, I'm doing this workout, or I've got this workout set for my team. It's an awesome workout. Then you look at the characteristics of way the team show themselves when they're out away from here.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I strive to do is the coaches there did, not just me, is the environment.
Mm-hmm.
You can have the best workouts and have the worst coaching environment or in the world. I mean, and it just not have a positive impact.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get you. I think I'm the one that gets sidetracked. when them squirrel hose, rabbit hose, we just take off running down.
When we give a update on our life, we resonate with what we're saying to each other, so we always have examples. So I mean, this is the update in our lives segment at the moment.
Yeah, I did get a job offer though.
That's when you told me about, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
The teaching. Yes.
And of course, it's a clinical instructor. And of course, it's a pay cut.
Right.
And it's a drive.
Right.
So that's first negatives to it. But it like we talked about when I brung it up, it could lead into something bigger.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, I've always wanted to actually teach. I would love to be a teacher, but one, teachers get treated like crap. They don't make enough, and they should be making a hell of a lot more than what they do.
Yeah, agreed.
And two, I have seen teachers bounce from school to school. There's no actual stability, and that's sad. Like, I had a teacher in high school, and I was actually talking about this with the person I was shadowing yesterday during the postal route. He was a journalist teacher at the high school, and not long after I graduated, he went to Berksville to teach. I'm like, there's a bunch of teachers I've encountered that have come from, say, Glasgow down to TV, and they'd be here for like a year, and then they'd go elsewhere. It's like, and you don't want to ask them why, because that's their own personal situation, more than likely. So it just kind of makes you think, where's the stability in this job? Even though you're promised with teaching that there will be stability because you're an essential part of society. So why all of a sudden changes in venue?
Yeah.
It just makes you wonder how schools are actually ran behind the students' eyes.
Yeah, that, and it shows how much control a teacher has in the classroom now.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, that's a whole different story.
That's
a whole.
That's a deeper rabbit hole than we can get into today.
Yeah, without hurting somebody's feelings. I think.
Yeah.
Right. Girls had their 18th birthday yesterday. The twins did.
Yep, I saw. Shoot, it was one of them.
Yeah, it's probably Avery
at Walmart.
It's both of them probably. They just separated.
There's only one. She's with a boyfriend.
Oh, it's Aubrey.
Aubrey
Yes. And Victor.
Yes, Victor. Yep. I love that little dude.
Oh yeah. he if he hears this, he is the typical 16-year-old boy.
Is he?
Oh yeah. I've had girls my whole life. You know what I mean? So that's a whole new different ballgame.
Yeah.
So.
He was walking with us when we was doing the whole trying to figure out how to do the zombie walk.
Yep. He helped us walk through it.
Yeah, all the paths. And speaking of zombie walk, before we get into it, today's topic is actually referencing zombies in literature, and I know I haven't done this topic in a while because, unfortunately, every time I did do a zombie topic, it didn't resonate with a lot of people, and I don't know why, even though some enjoyed it remarkably. But a lot of people just did not pay attention. Like, my views would be in the single digits, say on YouTube or whatever, that happens. But if I'd go from zombie talk to author tips would have double-digit views, and this zombie one would have 3 or 4. I'm like, okay, maybe not a lot of people are interested in that. But the thing is, I am a fanatic, so I will bring it up every now and again anyways. And even though a lot of people have told me that the whole zombie genre is slowly decaying, pun intended, from the whole pop culture, it's still at some point going to revamp again.
I start saying it makes a resurge.
Yes, I mean it's
anything.
just like vampires and werewolves. Even though vampires have slowly kind of decayed as well, werewolves are still at its peak. People are still in love with werewolves right now.
Yeah. Even Marvel released a werewolf series.
Morbius.
Well, that's the vampire one.
Vampire.
They got one,
Yeah.
Werewolf by Night. No.
I don't know if I know that one.
It's actually filmed in the black and white, too. So.
Okay. Don't forget Alan's book. I had it sitting over here. I think this is Mary's copy. Or do I have 2 copies up there? No, my copy's up there. This is Mary's copy. Yeah.
It is a good read.
It is a good read.
Short read.
Lucifer's Contract, The Broken Dagger. I know I said that backwards, but it's there.
Works. It's there.
Broken Dagger, Lucifer's Contract.
Remember Bradley's books. He's got a handful of books that I can't label them all. A lot of works in progress, works coming out, works that need to come out, works that need to get started.
Yeah.
That's all of us, though.
Yeah. Like I still have that Australian novel that, I planned. Every now and again I'll pick it up and put some words into it, but I'm just...
If you're writing an Australian novel, do you write in an Australian accent?
Australia? It's Astria.
Aussie accent.
See, now, before we get to the whole zombie thing, so a friend of mine, he wrote, it's up there. What's it called?
There's a lot of
it's right next to Mask of the Swan by Terry Maggart. It's right up there on the left. I can't see that far.
I can't either.
Like, I know his pseudonym, Darden Hext. Yeah.
Need me to check it?
That's going to make me mad. Because I can't see it. And I wear glasses. But it's also small print. So the age is getting to me. No. Yep, that one. Live Fast. Thank you. By Darden Hext. Which, that's his pen name. Anyways, his characters are Australian. That's what got me looking at this one. When I first came out with Zed's Rising, I was working on, I was helping develop a TV show called Remnant 13, which is, in fact, a zombie show on Amazon Prime. We was doing all this in Bowling Green. And this kid right here, he's not a kid, he's older than I am, but not much, even though he looks younger than me. He wrote this novel, and we traded out. He took a copy of my Zed's, and I took his Live Fast. And I love this book. It's kind of like my Zed's Rising. A lot can be done to improve it, but for the first time novel, it's freaking amazing. And I actually did a whole book review on this thing during my first round of trying to branch out into YouTube on my Brad Infinity YouTube channel.
Yep.
But like he was speaking Australian, so I was like, okay, that book up there. The most Australian thing that he got his characters to do was say mate. Mate. And it got me thinking, even though it wasn't a lot of Aussie lingo, stupid cats, if you declare your character as being Australian descent or of that nature, you don't have to literally try and make every word sound like it's getting spoke Australian. You can picture the accent in your head while you're reading it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like some of the foreign TV shows, Korean, Japanese, and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I have the captions on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you can you can't tell.
Right.
I mean, it seems like it just fully. Of course, I use captions everywhere.
I do too.
I mean, it just.
What got me in the habit of that was when Mary would work third shift.
Yeah.
and I'd be in the bed or in the bedroom watching movies or playing video games even, I would turn down the volume to like 2 or 3 so that way it wouldn't wake her, and I'd put captions on so that way I'd still know what they're saying. And that habit has continued ever since, and that's been 3 years. Everything I watch has captions.
Yeah.
Everything.
That's me. Even when I play a game, video game, it's got captions on.
Captions, yep. So, before we get into the whole zombie topic, besides your whole job offering, any other updates?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
I'm still I'm still bettering my process on knife making right now.
Knife making, yes. The blacksmith over here.
Yeah. Well, it's... Right now, I'm a pretend blacksmith.
Have you forged a weapon from steel?
Yeah.
Then you're a blacksmith.
I sent you a picture of the one I'm working on right now. So.
Yeah, that knife.
I did learn that something as simple. You know how you can you get blue liquid for gun barrels, and it gives it kind of a blue iridescent hue to a gun barrel. Something as simple as that. I learned you can do that to a knife blade.
Oh, that's awesome.
And this one I'm currently working on right now, it is a combat knife. It's got the serrated edge on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to make the handle out of pine. I went down my dad's the other day and cut some pine. Just a little. And cedar, not pine. Cedar. I'm sorry.
Either way.
Cedar's got a pretty color to it.
Yeah.
And
cedar chests and
and go from there.
Yeah, there we go.
All my stuff is just personally made.
Personal. It's personal. It's from the heart.
So
yes, he is slowly and very wholeheartedly going into the blacksmith trade.
Yeah, you can tell by the looks of my hands and stuff.
He's got scars and everything.
Actually, it's from defending my family from zombies.
Defending from zombies!
Yeah.
Daggone it. And didn't we actually kind of discuss just a little zombie thing last time?
I think we touched on it. I can't remember exactly.
Okay, so nice little segue from last episode to this one. Anyways, so today's topic is zombie literature and basically zombie culture. I'll put it that way. We actually had some questions from people in the Phoenix School, which is the writing group that I am a part of. They are pretty good questions. I like them. And Alan didn't know about these questions, and forgive me, but I'm going to let him answer them as well. So the first one is from Paul Davis. He is a magnificent editor and an author, and he's a good friend, and the dude, he's just all around awesome. I'm gonna see if you can answer this one first. Where does zombie lore come from?
Well, like we talked, like you said earlier, it can, even the Egyptians spoke about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of people, even the Bible in Ezekiel talks about, when he's dropped into the battle, the graveyard of bones. Okay.
I've got that in that notebook too.
Yeah, of course, it's not talking about zombies, but people can pull that out and say, well, it talked about zombies in the Bible because the bones began to shake and flesh began to appear.
Regenerated.
Yeah.
Yep.
It goes through all that too, and there's even medical cases of where people have been have said that they've been buried alive. Then there was one that was even said that he was buried alive, and 6 years later, he was dug up, and you may have read that too. Dug up and said that somebody had dug him up and put him to work in slavery.
Yeah. Yep. So if some of you are decent long-time listeners, before I got a co-host, what he's talking about, you may remember, I actually did a whole zombie episode,
okay,
and that was in there. So you can see I'm not lying, and we did not rehearse this.
No.
He researched it too. What? That's the whole voodoo thing.
Yeah, they believe, as I guess some believe, that the voodoo zombie is the actual beginning of zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they say that the possibility of them being cured, they think, well, when somebody was turned into a zombie to do the bidding of the other one, that was the actual initial zombie creation.
Yep.
For others. But that don't go with the question you just asked.
So when he was talking about the guy, he fell into a coma because he went to the hospital for respiratory issues in 1962.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he fell into a coma and was pronounced dead and then buried not long after. But 18 years later, a man walked up to a woman claiming to be her brother, the same Haitian that was pronounced dead. He claimed he had been dug up and put to work on a sugar plantation.
Yep.
That would suck.
Now, even in ancient Greece,
Yep.
they had been places that's been excavated and read that they would lay heavy rocks and boulders on bodies to keep them rising from the dead because there's a fear of them rising from the dead.
Yes.
Assumingly to be reanimated. I'll say that.
Yeah. So, is it the ancient Greek one is like the oldest?
I think so.
Ancient Greeks were the first to establish fear based off of the undead. It was discovered by archaeologists that skeletons were pinned down by heavy objects and rocks.
Yep.
Yeah. And that was ancient Greek. So,
it's a long time ago.
I mean, zombies have been around since way before I was even thought of. Or accidentally thought of, because my mom did say I was a surprise. So, hello. Zombie lore, it dates all the way back to ancient Greek. But the most popular, besides, pop culture-wise, is Haitian voodoo.
Yeah.
There was, it's zombie folklore, been around for centuries, mostly in Haiti. It is once assumed that due to slavery of West Africans in the 17th century, with how the slaves were treated, the afterlife of a zombie represented the brutal life of a slave.
You was talking about where that area is West Africa, the Caribbean, Brazil, South America and stuff like that. You was talking about the voodoo. Do you know the name of the drug that would cause
Bokar?
There you go. Made from pufferfish venom.
Yes, it's herbs, bones, fish, shells, and animal parts.
Yep. Zombie powders. They called it.
Yes. And tetrodotoxin.
That's a big word for Kentucky.
Yes. Like I said, this is taking me back. This feels like a reunion to me right now. Because I'm like, I have these in the notes.
It's a good bring up.
Yes.
Because it is about the lore, like you said.
Yes. And I mean, it was like, when he said pufferfish, that, it was a deadly neurotoxin taken from pufferfish. That was put in the Bokar.
Yep.
I kind of feel like I'm trying to go full-blown Mandalorian here saying Bokar. Even though it's Baskar. Yeah. But yeah, and high doses of the stuff can lead to paralysis, coma, just like what happened to the guy in Haiti. It can cause the appearance of death, and also, because of that, people will be buried alive, and then go, if they're lucky enough, they can dig themselves out, and boom, they're a zombie. Different kind of zombie than what pop culture's used to, but yes, still zombie nonetheless. Gotta love it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a broad genre.
Yes.
I mean, I was looking over your notes, just skimming over them downstairs, just see it, make sure I read everything right from what we're supposed to talk about today. And I was like, I told him, I said, we totally went a different route.
And that's what makes it great.
A total different route.
And if you're watching on YouTube, I am wearing my vest. This right here is from my Zed's collection. I'll say it that way, because this is what I wear when I want to cosplay as Atlas, the main character in the Zed's books.
That's been a while, hasn't it?
It has been. Yes. And the last time I think I wore this vest was a zombie walk. Or I might have I did something with this vest not too long ago, but the main reason I wore the vest was during the zombie walk, and I still have the retractable right here that I eliminated a fellow tracker / zombie with during the zombie walk. and because of that, it exploded.
It worked out better than I thought it would.
It did. People loved it. They felt so bad for him, and he got the award for
Best acting.
best acting. Yeah, Vinny did good.
And his last minute addition.
It was.
Yeah.
It was great. I loved it. But yeah, zombie lore can come. It comes from all the way back ancient Greece and voodoo with Haiti and all that. Now, my zombie lore in most of my stuff is usually biblical, because even though my most favorite is viral, but in my stuff, this is probably honestly a spoiler. Biblical. But I mean, if you read Zed, you know there's demons and angels that exist in it. So I mean, it's kind of a, okay, I get it. So yeah. So if you were to write a zombie novella, novel, short story, whatever, what would be the lore of your zombies?
Oh, mine?
Yes.
You know, we talked about it just a minute ago. I like the way Romero did the zombies. You know, he never did come out and say, but, you know, it was believed that a satellite from Saturn released the agent that caused people, when they died, to turn into zombies. And it never was fully given out there, but I think it would be something like that.
Yeah, and see, I didn't know that was subtly established.
So, I mean, you never hear it, but...
every time.
Well, that was cool. I could hear his radio.
Yeah. He blasting today. Every time. Can't go one recording without stupid trucks. Bum, 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 bum. Anyways.
I'll try not to drive by. Mine's loud. It's loud because it's not old, not because I made it.
It's just because it's old.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of them. I personally like the runner zombies.
Yeah, those are fun.
So, but you know, some don't consider them. It depends what lore, who you're going with and stuff. Yeah. Sometimes they don't consider them actual zombies based on like Night of the Living Dead and stuff. You know, the walking, shuffling.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a whole, like, it all depends on how you want to portray your zombies, on whether you get the runners or the invincibles or the boomers, or, you know.
Yeah, I think too, the type of zombie you get, whether it's ones like on The Walking Dead versus the Romero zombie, the later ones like in Day of the Dead or Dawn of the Dead, when they're just full out sprinting towards
28
you.
days later.
Oh yeah. Or World War Z.
Yes, those, holy shit.
That was awesome.
Those are the worst ones.
And they just moved in hordes.
Yes.
I think it just depends how you want your character growth to be too.
Yeah.
Because like Walking Dead, where you got the slow zombies, you got more time for character growth.
Yeah.
Versus the sprinters or the runners, you know, they're always on the move. You get very seldom downtime.
Yeah.
So you got two different story paths that you want to take.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't think Rick could survive too well in the running zombies.
No, because what was it? During I think it was second season, because I was at the farm. You know, when that little girl, he had to hide her for a while. He said, zombies don't run out of breath, but I need you to hide here. Mm-hmm. So, and you know, those zombies, they walk, they don't run. So just imagine if he was actually having to outrun those.
Yeah, you couldn't.
No, ain't no way. You'd have to literally just put them down.
Yeah. See, like World War Z, the whole cause of the virus, the zombie virus in it, I don't even know if they call it a zombie virus. I can't really remember. But is to take and find a healthy host, bite it, and spread the... Mm-hmm. And it's the initial bite and introduction of the virus that causes the change, not the death of the person. But I think it would be a runner type of zombie that I would write about.
Yeah. So... that was Paul Davis's question. Hopefully we answered it. I know we went different directions with it, but it's all kinds of different ways to figure out zombie lore. So yes,
heck, you could even go with Scooby-Doo and the Zombie Island.
I love that movie. I talked about that during that episode too.
Oh, did you?
I did. That's the best animated zombie movie ever.
I think it was what, late 90s, 98.
Had to be.
So
Had to be. Did I write down when it came out? I know it's in my pop culture section. Let's see. That's Linda.
I mean,
It's a
it's
Bible reference right here. Scooby-Doo entered the zombie scene as well. Best animated Scooby film ever. I did not write down when it released.
I think it was like the late 90s.
Yeah, had to be.
So of course Scooby Doo ascends time, so
Oh,
it
of
don't
course.
matter.
I mean, they don't grow old.
Mm-mm.
So, another, we actually got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 questions from Frank Montiano about zombie stuff. So, one of his questions, and thank you, Frank, he is also, speaking of teachers, he's a teacher. So he knows all about that hardship. Great author, great friend, dude's amazing. You can't find anybody like him. I actually read one of his he sent me a short story a couple months back that I read on here, and it was amazing. But yes, Frank Montiano wants to know, why are zombies hungry?
You know, that's a good question. You know, I can't remember what episode or what movie or what I read. Like I said, you know, you start researching this stuff and it can get muddled up, and I think that's why we go on such a rabbit hole story. But I'd read one or I'd seen it where most of the brain is decayed from the virus, so the only thing that's left is the basic need for the brain is to feed. But I would say it would be from that, you know, the brain just decayed. Like in the slow zombies, like the Walking Dead type. What's his name? King, the creator of that.
Robert Kirkman?
Kirkman. I don't know why I want to call him King. Kirkman.
King of Zombies.
King of Zombies. Kirkman. That's it. I would think it's just where the brain is so damaged from a virus and just decay that it reverts to the most primal basic instinct.
Yeah.
And it is to feed. And if you're a meat eater,
Yeah.
and you start get famished or you've had a hard day of work, what do you crave? Protein.
Right. And
I
you know,
mean-
being a zombie, you know, more likely you're going to have a protein deficiency because
Yeah.
you're not getting any nutrients whatsoever.
So that's my take on that part.
Yeah.
So I mean,
But honestly, it could be because, you know, the virus wants to spread. You know, it's not
Yeah.
necessarily hunger at all. It's just
well,
kind of like World War Z,
Yeah.
finding a living host, a healthy host to just live. But, you know, it could just be, you know, just the mechanism of to spread the virus.
Yep.
You know, it's not technically hunger, it's survival.
No.
But, you know, there's honestly no solid answer to why zombies would be hungry. You know, in all honesty, that's the beauty of zombie lore. You know, as authors and filmmakers, you know, anybody that actually has any type of creative mind, you can literally just make up a reason on why zombies eat flesh or brains or whatever. It honestly doesn't matter because you can literally put your own type of support toward the reason why zombies are the way that they are or why they're hungry.
Even in the Will Smith movie, I Am Legend.
Yeah.
I mean, even though they were zombie-like, they worked in swarms, and at the end, they protected each other.
Yeah,
what
they
it seemed
just
like.
wanted to live.
They just wanted to live.
Yeah.
So, I think, like you said, I think it's just up to the author, up to the creator of that story at that time, just to do. Did it come from a satellite? Did it come from a virus? Did it come from
Biblical.
Yeah. You know, just a curse, voodoo.
Yeah.
You got so much play with it. You can.
Yeah. Just like Marvel Zombies, it could come from Flash in the Sky. And then everybody just start turning. Or in the Justice League, Blackest Night, it's the Black Lantern ring Death. It's turning everybody into zombies. Which is an awesome series.
I hadn't seen that one.
It's great.
Is it good?
Oh my goodness. The Flash in it is my favorite character in that entire series. He becomes part of the Blue Lantern Corps for Hope. And I have that tattoo right here on my chest.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
It's great. So, one of the other questions that he asked, what's your preference? Scientific zombies? Or, scientific cause for zombies or biblical?
So I think I understand it by being a man-made zombie, or it just happened for.
Or God's like, hey.
I like the biblical part.
I do too.
I mean, you hear so much today of, well, man had done this, man released the vaccine. You kind of get burnt on that. I do.
Yeah.
But, like World War Z, I reference it. It's Mother Nature.
Yeah.
Trying to
Fix herself.
And a way of doing that is making this virus just to make these zombies. And the only thing it wants to do is spread.
Mm-hmm.
That way you have no limitation on where it came from.
Right.
Where it's you do have some on where it's going.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's scientific, we both paused on that one. If it's scientific, you have to have a reason for it being created.
Yeah.
You have to have a reason for it, why they created this virus.
You're right.
In the background you do.
Yeah.
In the background you do, I'll say that. What about you?
So, I agree. Like, the whole scientific route, I mean, it is getting played out a lot, but, it can still be enjoyable, Zombie Land, because they took a bite of a contaminated burger at a gas and gulp as patient zero.
Yep.
And they actually say that. But biblical, if you want to go, let's say, Four Horsemen route, you got Pestilence, who makes viruses. Just rigged up a concoction, placed it in someone or whatever, and then the virus just spreads. With biblical, you have a wider range of identifying sources or, actually giving people adventures to go on to try and find a source.
Yeah.
Scientific, it's like, oh, this scientist went crazy, created this virus. No.
That reminds me, have you ever seen Patient Zero?
I have not. I don't think.
Super good movie. I cannot. When you said that, I thought you was making a reference to it. But in a way, it's another zombie type of movie, like 28 Days Later.
Mm-hmm.
It's that type.
Okay.
But Patient Zero is aware of what he is, what's going on, and he has control over some of them. It's very good.
There was one independent, kind of like B-list film I watched where it was zombies, where they
That's what this is, a B-list film.
yeah, they they got transformed into zombies, but there was a cure out there that brought them back to being human, but they still had
the zombie virus.
Yeah, they had them tendencies, or they had flashbacks, or stuff that just rocked their freaking world. I can't remember what it's called either, but I think I found it on Hulu. I want to say Hulu.
That's a good question, though.
Yeah, but yes, I prefer biblical.
I do too. And that's coming from a perspective of two ways: watching it, and number two, if I had to write about it.
Yes.
Because you get so far in the book, and you're like, this is getting a little mundane. Let's get all crazy as shit on this.
Yeah.
Have this big battle with angels and.
Damn right. That's the way to go.
But yeah, that's mine too. That's a good question.
So another one is, okay, so does it take you out of the story when an author explains the creation of zombies or the virus, or do you look forward to it?
Depends. If I'm in for a series, yes. Mm-hmm. I think I think I want to know. I want an explanation later.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, my number one favorite gory fest type of zombie movie is Dawn of the Dead, the remake. George Romero, and it never really says where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just shows. You just see the news footage.
Right. Yeah.
Then you see, of course, he makes a cameo on the news footage. Shoot him in the head, put him down. Yeah. But then you see it just, hell break loose.
Right.
And I don't want them to take from I like the subtle hint. I like movies that drop subtle hints through it out, and you have to put it together.
Yeah.
I want. But if at the end of the movie, I very seldom want a wrap it up, nice little bow conclusion. It tells me what happened.
Right.
It sort of feels almost like a waste of time for me.
Yeah.
I'm not 5-year-old.
Right.
And I'm not offending nobody who likes that.
No.
By all means, I like a movie that where at the end of it, if I was say, you need to see this so we can talk about it at the end, we come to different conclusions. That's what I like.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's kind of like on Zombieland. He said, Patient Zero took a bite of a contaminated burger at a gas and go, I don't care how the burger got contaminated. Whatever. But the fact that he's like, that's where it started, but we don't know how it started. I like that.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Even, if someone wants to say, okay, this is how the zombie virus was created, okay, just don't dumb it down.
Exactly.
Don't make it obvious. Like, say, a group of people is going to a research facility because they believe that's where it started. Say they're rummaging through papers and there's just like a little subtle hint of the formula, and it's got like a doctor's name under it. Cool, but it's like one of them, oh shit, and then they flip the page. Okay, cool.
I know it's not a zombie series, but a movie like that I like. There's 3 of them. Have you ever seen Cloverfield?
I have.
Okay. Needs another movie. Oh man, it's got John Goodman in it where they're stuck.
Cloverfield Lane.
That's it. Then the Cloverfield Paradox.
Okay. Those are some damn good movies.
And they was not created to be together.
No.
Initially. But it's all and they have determined that it's all in the same universe.
Yeah.
Which is the paradox could cause the other two and stuff like. And I don't want the answer just given out because, like you said, don't dumb it down for me.
No, make me work for it.
Yeah.
Shit, I like to learn.
I'm 46-year-old.
Yeah.
4 more years,
sure.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Make it complicated for now.
Right. Yes. The more engaged I am with trying to find the answer, the better off you will be as well as me, because like I said, I like to learn stuff.
Oh, I do too.
I love a challenge.
Yeah. Another good movie that's like that is How It All Ends. It's on Netflix. It is not a...
I have seen that. Don't know what the hell's going on or what caused it, but yet the guy's trying to find his wife, ain't it?
Yeah.
And it's Forrest Whitaker's daughter.
Yep.
Yes, that
Super.
movie. They should have made another one.
No. Well, if they made another one, though, it's like it wouldn't have. I think you can make a whole episode on picking 2 movies and just discussing the hell out of them, how they're written and stuff like that. Because what happens throughout it, I have my opinion on what actually happened. My father-in-law came in with a different opinion at the end of it. And I was like, no, you're wrong. I'm right.
Well, now we know what next episode's going to be.
There you go.
We're going to pick a movie to watch.
Pick one apiece.
And boom, we are going to discuss the shit out of it. How it was written, how we think they well played the story, even actors that are in it, if they're good or not. That'd be a good episode.
Yeah. Whether we've seen it or not.
Yeah.
We watch it.
Yeah. So that's what we'll discuss later on.
Good deal.
But yes, so kind of a mixture of both on that little question there. If it explains it, don't get into too much detail unless it's warranted.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll say it that way.
I don't like a completely closed... I don't like loopholes, though. But
Right.
I like it. And a loophole is, like we was talking about, when they just make a stupid-ass decision. There you go. You didn't want it on there anyway.
Didn't want it on there anyway.
Where they make a stupid decision just to further the story.
Like in every fucking horror movie ever.
Yeah. And that's a whole different conversation.
That is.
But
that's
just
another one.
not a loop, but just something that's subtly insinuated or something that's left out because it's been blacked out by the government or something.
Right.
I like that.
Yeah.
But that's...
I love to tie up a loose end, but I love that there's still more branches to that end that can keep going.
I do too. And there's a difference too. I watched one here a while back. It is a super good horror movie. And of course I'm not going to say the name of it right now. But about 3/4 of the way through it, I thought the movie was getting ready to come to the finale end of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the guy went home and he thought he'd corrected all this. Then it just started. The same event started happening to him again. I know what they was trying to drive home, that it's spooky, that it's this spirit is still there, and you know it just kept rapping. And finally the closure was good, but it took an extra 40 minutes to do that, and I was like, when you got that type of explanation,
Yeah.
yes, it pulls me out of the story.
Yeah. Kind of like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I mean,
The 40 fucking endings that followed.
yeah, I mean, I could watch one of the Lord of the Rings movie and I'd be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Seven Armies, that's my favorite. I could go back to it.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I like Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
but that was a lot of freaking endings on Return of the King.
Yeah.
Holy crap. So last one, and then we will get to everything else. So, and this, it's kind of a question. I guess it's more of a... well, I'll just say what it is. He just put zombie nature with a question mark. Because I think my question to that group was, what would you like to have answers on when it comes to zombie nature / and a bunch of other stuff. So he just put zombie nature question mark.
As far as the nature, does it mean the way they behave?
It could be the way they behave, the reason why they're created, just
Which
abundance. Honestly,
well, I'll tackle
go for it.
the way they behave.
Go for it. Have at it. I'm gonna sit back on this one.
I think, as far as the way a zombie behaves, I think it just like we said, it depends on the genre you're in, whether you're the Romero or the Walking Dead part. Mm-hmm. They all have a similar characteristic. If you notice, in Dawn of the Dead, they all migrated to the mall, and they said it was possibly out of just habit. You know, during humans, you go to the mall and stuff like that. In the Walking Dead, you know, they went into hordes. You could say that was just from not being. We hate being alone as man. You know what I mean? Other than we're driving a mail route or something like that. You know, you want to have some downtime.
Yeah.
But you know, it's all actions. You know, just out of repetitiveness of our daily lives. I think that leads to. If I had to write about it, I would have that into my zombies' nature from the way I see the question behave. Yeah. Just. You know, part of our daily lives, you know, I think every zombie would migrate towards something familiar. You know, like here in Tompkinsville, it would be, I honestly think they'd go to the barbecue.
Or Walmart.
No, to Walmart. I say to Walmart. Or Latia's down here in the corner.
Walmart, Latia's, or R&S.
Yeah.
Well, R&S or Hog Wild.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the way I read it, zombie nature is the way they act. Is that, especially when you get all together, you know, if you look today on news media, when there's a riot or there's a mob, or say for instance something happens in a stadium, or even a nightclub, when there's a bunch of people just together having a good time, and something bad happens, they turn into one giant flowing creation, living and it don't matter whether people falls or not, they get trampled.
Yeah. And
I think that's sort of the nature of the zombie walk, you know, not the zombie walk, but the hordes and stuff, is that we just, because we're uncertain, you know, your brain's deteriorating, decaying, depending on the lore you go with, that you just flock together and you just get on this same pathway, you know, that you're going. You're walking, you're slowly, and like in The Walking Dead, you know, they do go to malls, or they different locations. Then Romero on Dawn of the Dead, they go to the mall. And it just depends. You got a smart zombie or just the horde type of zombie. You know, the generic zombie.
Yeah.
I'll say that. That's my take on it.
Yeah, yeah. So, kind of like branching off from what you just said, even Walking Dead, like I said, displays this when, what's his name? He was in the first season, then he was gone for a while, came back, and then he went to, you know, he left. He was in one episode, left again.
Morgan,
thank you. Yes. Very first season with Morgan. I think his first episode, to be honest.
Oh, he does talk about that, don't he?
Yeah, and his wife came to their house and tried to open the door as a zombie. She twisted the doorknob.
Okay, you got me on a different thing. You see that in the very first episode.
Mm-hmm.
Then you very seldom see another. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Show's been out for a while, people.
Spoiler alert right here. Give me about 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Plug your ears. Have you seen all of it?
I quit.
Okay.
How
How much detail do you want me to go into then?
No, go ahead. I know, a bunch of people died. Okay. I'll say it this way. Not long after Glenn was killed, I quit.
Okay. In the news, of course, at the very beginning, it tells about Morgan, his wife, and it shows her looking through the peephole, and then it shows her trying to open the door. Well, you hear it.
Yeah, It doesn't actually show her grabbing the doorknob.
You very seldom see that again throughout the entire season until the last season.
Really?
They have what they call climbers.
Oh.
And other ones that again can open doors and problem solve. And it's in the very last season of it. Of course, that's not a big spoiler alert.
Right.
But they introduced that subtly. First, it's by, I've always heard of these. Then you actually see it. There's one part where some are trapped on top of the thing. And even inside of it. And one zombie picks up a rock and starts breaking the window. And then it shows another one climbing up behind them in the building.
It did that in the first season.
See,
when they were in that little department store or thrift store, whatever it was, because he had a brick in his hand smacking that window.
Yeah, I think there's subtle hints like that.
Yeah. So that begs the question in my mind, even though people who are zombies are slowly deteriorating, and, they have the little glimpses of hope, I guess you could say, because, like she was trying to get home, whatever, just a little tagline of memory. But, like you said, the final season, there's just a little bit more...
Not explained, but it's just brought back up.
Right. So, were they progressively coming back? Because throughout the entire mid-series part, they're rotting and walking.
No, that's it.
That is it. Huh. That would be an interesting freaking concept.
Have you ever seen Warm Bodies?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
That movie.
You hear the...
Yeah.
Then you see a little color come back.
I appreciate the story, but I did not like the movie.
Yeah. Of
Love
course,
will bring you back.
then all of them started coming back.
Yeah. Oh, because of them too. I'm like, come on. That's lazy.
Then you got the shadows at the actual zombies. When the zombies die, they turn into the...
them decrepit creatures.
Yeah, the decrepit.
Yeah, and they just want to feed.
Yep.
But in all honesty, I do believe that was just lazy writing. The whole, the love part, okay, it's different, awesome. But then everybody's staring at them, and then they start to feel that. It's like, you just want to figure out a way to bring people back so that way they could fight the decrepits. That's all that was. And that's the easiest route you could take.
Yeah.
That was lazy. That was lazy.
That is true.
Warm Bodies is not one of my favorites, and you can see why.
Excuse me, I got to reposition.
Reposition.
Behind the scenes.
Yep. Blooper reel.
I don't have pajamas on, but I got shorts on.
You're gonna see his undercarriage.
Undercarriage. That's C rated.
Yeah. So that was the questions. Thank you, Paul and Frank. I really appreciate those. I love it when people ask us stuff to answer on here.
Interaction.
Yes.
I like that.
It's magnificent. And
it keeps us online a little bit too.
It does.
Keep us focused.
I think there's something wrong. Look, this buckle's not even attached. That's nice. But yes, I don't even know what it goes to. Maybe this one? Yeah, I'll fix it later. But yeah, so if you have any questions or any comments, creatorsdementia@gmail.com. Hit us up. We will be here to answer.
To the best of our current ability.
Yes, our mindset could be off. Because for some odd reason, every Saturday, I'm just always exhausted, and I don't know why. I don't get it. Oh, well.
Part of it.
I just need to start exercising.
It helps.
Yeah. I'm just always so tired. Oh my god, I don't want to do this. Leave me alone. Anyhow, okay, so moving on from the questions, Alan, go ahead, give us a segue into what you have written down, and because in all honesty, that's all I wrote down was some questions.
Oh, well, basically, man, I just broke it down into types of zombies. You know, we initially said too, also, you know, if we had a type of zombie and if we could ride around it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's so many different types. Oh my gosh, there's so many types of zombies out there.
There is.
I just wrote down some of the basic ones, just because I thought they was interested.
Right.
You know, you generic. I think that's the Walking Dead ones mid-season. Mm-hmm. You know, they're aggressive. They're curious. They're disoriented.
Yeah.
Very resistant. You got the walkers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they just walk in groups.
I was trying to see, because I remember I used to have a
Look at that.
types of zombies.
There you go.
Boom. Sorry, did not mean to smack the table. I got excited. Yes, generic.
Yeah.
Killed and reanimated by a pathogen, often but not always due to a virus. Curious as well as disoriented, aggressive, and they will eventually rot. Yes.
See, that's something else in the movies that, you know, I don't like a long series. The Walking Dead, in my opinion, first 3 seasons are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next it just kind of bottoms out for me, wise, because it's dragging on. It seemed like they knew where they wanted to go, but they just didn't know how to get there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It turned into a full-blown soap opera instead of a thrilling TV show.
Yeah. Then the last season after the Whisperers.
I don't think I made it that far.
I'll say it like that. After the Whisperers, it picked back up. The writing got better.
Okay.
Then it was really good, and it had a good closure. I don't know where I was going from there. I don't know where we started at.
Honestly, I don't either, but it's okay. We're just talking about The Walking Dead again.
Yeah, it was something that you had said, and I can't remember it.
I said eventually rot.
That's it. That do eventually rot.
Yes.
Because it looks like over time, no matter if part of their brain does exist, it goes away. Then eventually, I'm not exactly certain on the timeline of how long, whether 10, 15, just by looking at Carl, you know, and the little one. You're looking at 10, 15 years, maybe.
Yeah.
Of course, I look at it from an anatomical type of way, you know, muscles move the bones support the muscle, you know, stuff like that. And after so long, how do they even move? And if that many people has been turned into zombies, and mankind, the population has deteriorated so much, I know there's not that many animals left. I know there's not that many people left.
Right.
What keeps them moving? Sure will wouldn't be enough.
What keeps the zombies moving?
Versus
people?
The zombies.
Okay.
Versus the short movies. You know, like Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Dead, Day of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead, which is the best one ever.
Yeah. You know, the zombies are there, and that's what you see. You don't have to worry about 20 years from now what it's going to be like.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's...
Yeah. So, actually, I've thought about that before. What would cause a zombie to just continue on being a zombie even after the entire population is basically cut 3/4?
Yeah.
And what most can see is, you know, they're hungry. So they're just constantly looking for nutrition.
Because you see some that's
bulbous.
And
others that are skeletal.
Just skeleton with skin.
Yeah. And people will debate that, you know, if you don't have the proper nutrients in your body, you will fade away within 6 months. So a zombie would be gone. You know, most people hell, if they don't eat within a month, they could die. Is that right?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Because you can go 10 days without water, but after that,
It's
you're
3
screwed.
weeks.
3 weeks without water?
No, 10 days without water, 3 weeks without food.
3 weeks without food. Okay, so, after more than half the population is gone, the zombies ain't eating. But the thing is, the virus, if that's the case, controls anger and hunger. Their body's going to constantly be moving without proper direction just to find food. Kind of like how animals hunt their prey. Of course, they have a sense of smell and stuff, but they're going to constantly track on trying to find different ways to eat. But at a certain point, you're wondering with a zombie, why hasn't their muscles completely vanished?
Yeah. See, and of course, I've had the honors of working in medical field for the last 20-some years.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this works this way. If I see a movie and somebody's on a breathing machine and they got the tube down their mouth and they're sitting there talking, I know that's bullshit.
Right.
Because that just won't happen.
Mm-hmm.
A zombie their body gets broken down so much, ligaments and tendons and muscles don't work to push that body forward.
Yeah.
No matter what the sheer will is.
Right.
Of course, I try to check out when I start doing that. It's like, I got to check out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to enjoy this.
Just leave it to the imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do 90%. Well, you have to.
Yeah, there's no getting away around that.
Yeah, there's a point, though, it's like, oh, excuse my language, like I said a second, that's bullshit.
Yeah. But, even if, and that's going the medical scientific way.
Yeah.
If you go pure creative or biblical, anything is possible.
Yeah, even in the Bible it says the bones began to shake. Something had control of them.
Exactly.
And go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. So, say if you're creating a film about all this or writing, use your own imagination on that one. You can literally support your own answer, whichever way you see fit.
100%. Yeah, I'm good with that. That's a good one.
But so we got to walking zombies. What's the next?
I'll follow you on this one.
So how when you come in, when it was coming upstairs, you asked me about the blue walkers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So blue walkers, they have a bluish skin tone. They are alternate universe zombies.
It's pretty cool. And they're attracted to blue brains.
Blue brains. That's the only meat they'll eat is blue brain. They are created in a lab while scientists were experimenting on what would happen if the extracted silver toxins inside the skull of a walker. What the hell? But yeah, I couldn't find anything that used blue walkers.
I couldn't either.
So there's got to be something out there
for them to even be created.
Right. So, yeah. If y'all know where blue walkers exist in the cinematic or storytelling universe, I would like to know. That way I can figure out how in the world they established something like that. Portal to another world or anything.
It's pretty creative, though.
It is. I'd never heard of a blue walker until I did these notes here. I got your favorite one written next.
Which one's that?
The runners.
The runners. They are. They're pretty cool. That's some killer endurance.
Yeah.
You talk about your runners. With the walkers, the slow ones, the generic ones.
Yeah.
You pop them in the head.
Right.
The walker, hell, you got to take it. The runners, you got to take out their legs or do something quick.
Yeah.
You got to be on the move.
Yeah, because if they're running full speed at you, I'm telling if they're going zigzag or dart.
Yeah.
Because they have the ability to run, so there's no telling what other kind of freaking ability that they'll have.
Yeah, I know. What was it? It may be Zombie, World War Z, where it took a shot to the head would kill them, but they could also die from a lot of damage, like to the torso. But it showed one in the cot. Of course, you've seen it at the beginning when he goes and he checks it out. one's burnt and it's still moving.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's still created. It's still moving around, and they've been decimated with flame.
Yeah. So the brain wasn't destroyed.
Yeah.
In that one, but some of them you can still mow down.
Yeah.
Oh, my head's itching. So runners are zombies that have the ability to run at full sprint. They're extremely dangerous and can honestly outthrow humanity within days.
Yeah, which you can see on
Yeah.
the movies that created.
Yeah.
Even the game World War Z.
I love that game.
I mean,
Connor played it forever.
I mean, they've got new updates for it now. So
Yeah, well, see, they took it off of Game Pass on us.
yeah.
So you got to buy it now, and I'm like, nah, I'm good.
There is another one that's out now. It was remember Left 4 Dead?
Back for Blood.
Back for Blood. I've not played it.
I say if I didn't go in with the expectation of it being like Left 4 Dead, I probably would have liked it, but no, I'm not a fan.
I hate that because of course you can still play Left 4 Dead.
Oh yeah,
but
Left 4 Dead is the best zombie game ever.
Yeah, it don't require a whole lot of time to play it.
No,
but it does take some teamwork.
It does. That it does. Do not play it with bots.
Oh no,
it's horrible. They will leave you high and dry, and they will completely just get eliminated very quickly in a horde of zombies. So yeah, Left 4 Dead, good grain. Wow, great game with friends.
Yeah, I agree.
Another type of zombie is what we kind of discussed earlier, and that's the voodoo zombies.
Oh.
They are highly interesting. Voodoo zombies are resurrected dead by a witch doctor who are forced to and these voodoo zombies are forced to obey their resurrector. They usually don't feed on human flesh, but they're not usually a huge threat unless you are literally the target of this person that you pissed off. And they also have the ability to be cured.
Yes.
That doesn't happen often either in zombie lore. Cures. They will discuss the shit out of it, but you never hardly ever see it.
Pretty interesting that one is.
Yeah. I would like to see it's kind of like on one episode of Supernatural. Different kind of zombie. This girl, she died in a car wreck, and she was resurrected by ancient sigils and spells and stuff like that, but she wasn't the flesh-eating type. She was the vengeful type because she found out, I think her boyfriend cheated on her. And she killed her boyfriend, and then the guy that brought her back was supposed to be her best friend that he was in love with, was warned by Sam and Dean that she would eventually become too vengeful to handle and extremely murderous. So they warned him, and of course when he got scared, she got suspicious and broke his neck. And the only way to eliminate a zombie in that realm was pierce their heart and nail them shut in a coffin and bury them and leave them. Yeah.
It seems like I seen another movie where it was like that. I did. It was one of them cheap made movies.
Mm-hmm.
A woman was raped and murdered,
Uh-huh.
and an Indian, Native American, wrung her back. And he didn't realize he had done it by like a voodoo magic.
Uh-huh.
And she couldn't be killed, but she still kept who she was, and she was a vengeful zombie until the end. I cannot remember. I when I worked at my job, sometimes I have the opportunity to watch a movie or two.
Right. Yes.
So I would get on Netflix or Freevies.
I like Freebie.
And I would look up any movie that had a 3-star rating. And if it fit the type of movie I would like, I'd watch it.
Yeah.
And I have found some pretty good movies, and it was one of them movies that I found like that.
Okay.
So, now sometimes you get shit movies.
Right.
You're like
Twilight.
it hurts my feelings. It's like my favorite. I read the books 3 times.
Anytime someone says anything about a shit movie, that's when it pops in my head every time.
The Short Life of Brie Larson. Not Brie Larson.
I was gonna say,
not Brie Larson.
Captain Marvel there?
No, Brie. I can't remember her last name. But you would probably like the way this went. It's similar to my book, the way I did with it. But, you've got your 4 Twilight books.
Mm-hmm.
Then Stephanie Myers picked a vampire that was in one of them books and wrote a short story on her. The Short Life of Brie.
Was she the one that appeared in Eclipse or New Moon or something like that?
It was the third one. When
Eclipse.
they battle each other and
Um,
the Volturi first come into the... I don't know this. I was just reading on it.
yeah. I think it's Eclipse.
But the little girl that the family was trying to save, then the Volturi just killed her. Yeah.
Pretty sure
It's when the wolves and the vampires, the Cullens, work together to
Yeah.
fight the horde from the city. I said horde, but
Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've seen all of the first Twilight, seen parts of New Moon, I've seen bits and pieces of Eclipse, and I watched Breaking Dawn Part 1 and Part 2. But I have to say that the bits and pieces I've seen of Eclipse, that would be my favorite one out of all of them. Besides the funnier and shit battle scene on Part 2. The battle scene was epic. I will not hate on that battle scene, but it was just funny.
Yeah, it gets stretched out there a little bit.
It does. And what cracked me up with the first movie was when they played baseball.
Oh, yeah. Now the book is better.
I've-
That scene.
like I
Just
said-
because you can't see them doing that.
Right. I've got to actually read the books because I've said it before. I've heard amazing things about the books. I've got 2 of them right there, Eclipse and Breaking Dawn. I've got other books ahead of those before I can read them. Maybe one day.
One day.
I'm not going to compare them to the movies. That'd probably just ruin them.
Yeah, it will.
So, what's the next type of zombie?
Romero zombies.
There you go. That was my next one too.
The good ones.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah, they are. They
Just
really
because they actually learn. on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
They even, in the latter movies, last movie, they even learned to use fire just a bit. Basic. No, I'm thinking of City of Zombies.
What was it? It's Day of the Dead when they were acting like normal people at a gas station, right?
Yeah.
I seen. Forgive me, I've not seen all of Day of the Dead.
Even, I think Day of the Dead, is that the one where they're also in the bunker?
See, I know Dawn is the mall. Day would have to be the bunker.
I think so, and they actually teach one of them to use a gun.
Yeah.
In it, because they just keep on to him, then he actually does well, this zombie. Then
Yeah.
the asshole, there's always
There's always an asshole. Yeah, always. It's like on Dawn of the Dead, it was the security guard.
Yep.
Even though he was badass at what he done at the end of the movie, he was still the asshole.
Yep.
But yeah, Romero zombies. These are the zombies that are featured in, of course, Romero films. With the Romero zombies, Romero envisioned, his vision kind of pioneered the modern zombie upbringing. They are the modern zombies that most of us know and kind of react to today. Those are the ones that we usually see. And the Romero zombies are the ones that actually react to like light and sound, and they're unintelligent and they have that insatiable hunger.
Yeah.
For living flesh. That's where Romero brought that to the cinematic concept. What was it? Kirkman and Romero's zombies, both. Those two are the ones that have their zombies spread a disease through bites.
The bites don't cause them to turn into zombies. It just causes.
It
causes the death of the person.
Yeah, it allows the virus to actually go into the person. The bite doesn't kill them, the virus does.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Puppy's elbows.
That just sounds painful to me.
Oh, but it feels fantastic. Excuse me. So, if you had to choose which one would be your favorite? I mean, I'm pretty sure you're going to say Romero, but if they're, I'll put it this way. Which would win? Romero zombies or Kirkman zombies?
I don't know. Be a good one, I guess, because maybe a stalemate. It's hard to say.
I believe in, like, just full-on battle between the two. Romero zombies would probably whoop their ass because they're faster, stuff like that. But survival-wise,
it was probably the Kirkman. Yeah.
Because they're slow, so it takes them a while to hunt their food. Romero zombies are going straight for it, lickety-split. So Kirkman zombies have the ability to actually stay longer.
Yeah.
So battle-wise, Romero whooped their ass. Survival-wise, Kirkman's got him beat.
Yeah. I agree with that one.
And then you got the hoodoo ones. They live forever. Another zombie is... this is my last one that I actually had on. The most fun ones that remind you of chihuahuas, the crawlers.
Oh.
The ankle biters.
The ones that can't be seen.
Yes, they are disabled in their lower bodies, and if you don't pay attention, they are some of the most massive destroyers.
And you actually do see that more on the Kirkman zombies than any of them.
Mm-hmm.
When they're in the water or just crawling through the weed.
Yep.
Like on the newer season, they're searching for different warehouses for supplies and stuff, and they're getting ready to go through these fields, so they'll set a timer on like just a little kitchen timer.
Yeah.
And they'll pitch it out in the field, and when it goes off after a minute, they can see where the zombies stand up or start moving.
That's awesome. That's a good way.
Yeah, it's very creative.
Yeah. Huh. That's kind of like, I like how on Zombieland, when Woody Harrelson smacks that bell at the doorway, and then that zombie pops out, and pops him. It's like just that subtle noise will make you aware. Make you aware if there's any zombies around. That's good stuff. Yes. Now, what is your favorite zombie movie?
Ooh, that's a good one. Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead?
Yeah.
See, mine is Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Yes.
See, I've seen only bits and pieces of it. I'm not sitting down. Now, I like Zombieland. That's a fun one to watch.
Of course.
But as far as the typical zombie, well, that got crazy that time.
Yeah, that's... I'll put it over there.
I like that one. Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead.
Just because it's funner to watch.
Yeah.
As far as the movie-wise.
Yeah. Yeah, Shaun of the Dead would be my favorite. And Zombieland is right there, close to it.
So, I mean, that's what I would say. And, if you wanted to get down to details, you was talking about type. You got tanks, brute, hazmat. If you want to even get down to the video game jargon, you tanks, brutes, hazmat ones, biological ones.
Yeah.
Even on The Walking Dead, they had one where they was pouring metal over zombies and putting them on the cages and stuff, molten metal.
Yep.
Eugene had thought of that too. Making them. What about the animal zombies?
See, the only time I've seen animal zombies is mostly in the Resident Evil movie.
Yeah, Resident Evil, Pet Cemetery.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay.
There is another one that was one of them cheap made ones. It shows a lion on it, and he's a half zombie out of a zoo.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of the name of it.
I've not watched it yet. So, I mean, can you imagine a zombie bear?
Kind of like Cocaine Bear.
Have you seen that yet?
No, but I want to so bad.
Okay, I went into that, talking about a zombie bear. Okay, I went into Cocaine Bear, not realizing. I knew it was a comedy type of movie, but I didn't realize to what level the gore would be.
Yeah, yeah.
And Joni actually watched it with me, and we was like, oh my God. And one of my what's so funny about it is one of my biggest fears is being eaten alive by a wolf or a bear or something like that. And hell, that's the way this starts off like. And you're like, I'm not going hiking no more.
No, I'm done.
You gotta watch it though.
Cocaine. I want to see cocaine. As soon as I first heard of it, I was like, because it's based off of a bear that's literally ingested cocaine in Tennessee.
Yeah, and they, it's based off
A true freaking story.
Yeah,
For the most part,
the
of course.
the cocaine bear part.
Yeah.
I will say that is what's based the movie, and the writers on this pulling that out and making this movie into what it is. I'd give them kudos for it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
anyway, you just, of course, it's on what did I watch it on? HBO Max.
See, I don't have HBO Max.
Ethan, let me borrow it.
I might need to do like the free trial thing and then cancel it.
I run out of emails.
Right. So I thought about doing for the longest time, just constantly making emails.
Yeah.
Because it's not stealing if they let you do it.
No, it's not.
That's just a lot of emails to keep up with. Because most of the time it's like 30-day trial, so you have to create one email every month, 12 times a year. I mean, I guess you could do like, kind of like Creators Dementia. Start out with Creators Dementia, and then next month, Creators Dementia 1,
Then
Creators Dementia 2. Just keep going. Eventually, you might lose track, though.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Me too. Have you seen iZombie yet?
I love iZombie.
I've
my
not seen
gosh.
it.
I have seen it like over and over again.
I've not seen it.
Actually, I discussed this that last time, too. The first time I ever heard of iZombie. Didn't want nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the way it was. Zombies do not do what they were doing in that show. I'm like, they're supposed to be flesh-eating freakazoids with no morals, just hunger. But when I sat down and finally started watching iZombie a couple of years back, it's my favorite zombie show ever. I love it. The whole supernatural take that they make with visions and stuff like that. It's magnificent.
Well, I might have to back up. Have you ever seen The Crazies?
Yes, I love the crazies.
Okay. Now, some don't consider them zombies, but after they get this Trixie virus, the only reason I know it's called Trixie is because I watched it the other day.
Oh, the crazies?
The Crazies.
Yeah.
It's a biological weapon that was created, and they's taking it to get destroyed.
And then the plane crashed.
The crane crash.
Yes!
The plane crashed.
Flashed.
The crane plashed. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
When it happens, zombies happen.
Yes.
Of course, they don't lose in any intellectual types of controls for weapons, vehicles, or anything like that.
Mm-mm.
Their only goal is to kill non-crazies.
Yeah.
And that I really liked that the other day.
Yeah.
Watched it.
That's a very interesting take because even though they look like your typical zombie, from the beginning before the complete deterioration,
Yeah.
they are more along the lines of just, why is she barking?
Mm-mm.
Watch this. It's gonna get picked up, and I moved up here just for that specific reason. Stupid dog. I'm going to take all this out.
It's all right. But yeah, I liked it too. It kills the host within 48 hours. But
Yeah.
And it shows that you see this on World War Z, that certain parts in the Crazies, it shows the crazy, the zombie person standing still
Yeah.
until they see somebody that's not infected.
Yeah.
Oh, Joni's here. That's why.
Oh, okay.
So.
So is the door unlocked? I don't know.
A plotful moment.
Yes.
But yeah, in World War Z, when there was no stimuli around or anybody that wasn't infected, the zombies went into like a static environment. They just started doing pacing or just quit moving.
Yeah. Yeah. And, we never got a second installment to the Crazies.
No.
And the way it ended, there should have been one.
Oh, I know it. Because it said containment started.
Yes.
Or
engaged.
Quarantine engaged, and it was on the big city.
Yes. Because...
She said doors locked.
Oh, okay. You keep talking, I'll go let her in. If I can actually get out of this spot.
I'm coming, Joni, don't worry.
Oh, that sounded creepy as hell. I was like, that does not sound like him.
I'm here.
Y'all heard that, didn't you? That's his Friday night voice.
That's right.
Alright. Now, since I'm alone and we can talk for a moment. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, I think me and Bradley was talking about the Crazies. Many people don't consider them zombies. I do, because they fall in like the only difference is they're not made by the T virus or a virus of the Resident Evil. But no, Joni asked me if we was doing the dirty because he had the front door locked. No. But the Crazies, he asked what his favorites is. Crazies would probably be my number 2, with Dawn of the Dead being number 1. Yeah, you can get so dug down into these questions that you lose where you're at, and that's what we tend to do sometimes. But I hear him coming back. I thought he was. So what y'all want to talk about? Questions? Like he's going to hear on this, send out your questions. Let us know what you want us to talk about. We tend to get long-winded, which makes it fun. So he's going to do little snippets and just put them on social media. That way you can get small versions of what's going on.
Ah, here we go.
Yeah. Did he swap out with you or something?
Yeah, I'm going to take it over from here.
Mm-hmm.
This is cool.
Yeah, he's got him a little room up here.
Neat.
We was just about finished.
Oh, okay. Well, I just got done.
Oh, good.
Cool.
So we just talking about, we watched The Crazies the other night. You remember watching that?
Yeah.
And that's what...
There's your co-host. Or the host.
Yeah. This is now replacement for Bradley. This is called Putang right here. Putang. I don't think it liked it. No, but yeah, Joni watched The Crazies with me the other night. So
I slept through most of it.
she slept through most of it, but that's considered one of my top favorite zombie style movies, which they're not considered.
So I was taking over.
I didn't say go ahead.
I'm the new host.
You take my seat and talk for a while.
Oh, sure.
I started to say Putang came in. Oh, thank you.
Ramification. Come here.
He's taking Putang out of it.
Oh,
Putang.
come on.
Nope, because she likes to climb on shit. Gone. I'm not locked in here with y'all. You're locked in here with me.
I'm scared.
Start say she said the door's locked. Y'all doing the dirty?
I was like, what's going on in there?
Painting each other's toenails.
Right. Podcast.
And
Podcast.
we got the green lights are going too.
Oh. That's cool.
Yeah.
Even got a talk bar now.
But no, I just finished up talking about the Crazies and Putang getting up in your chair.
And you know what I still haven't done?
There's no telling.
I haven't recorded a short.
I was just thinking about that.
Oh, was it paused?
No, it wasn't paused. Doing clips of it.
Oh.
Yeah. It was told for...
Can you record off of the video or anything?
Like, I can take clips off of this, but it takes forever. So, it's why, like, bam, put the phone up.
Work.
If I can.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. So what's next?
I think by the time you did the shorts, we about covered it.
Exactly. Kind of.
But at least
forgot there.
Yeah, at least we know what's next week, though.
Yes, we are going to be discussing movies. What was the whole concept of that one?
To pick a movie, each of us to watch,
Yeah.
and to break it down.
Break it down. Yes. I'm gonna write that down so I don't forget.
I made a little note right here.
Yep.
And not a movie like, well, you know what we need to watch? Twilight.
I hate you right now. I'm not watching Twilight.
No. What's the second Twilight movie?
New Moon.
We'll watch New Moon.
I don't want to watch New Moon.
I love New Moon. It's my favorite one.
There's 30 minutes. There's a 30-minute montage of it going January, February,
Just
March.
get past that part.
No, I'm just joking. Like I said, I'm a fan of the Twilight series. The books more so than the movies, but it's all good. I think it should be a movie that has no clear, definite ending. You know what I mean? Answer. That's the one I'm going
Oh
with.
my God. Whatever you do not watch Don't Blink.
I don't think we've seen it.
That movie does not have an ending and doesn't make any damn sense. It'll piss you off.
I was thinking we did see that.
We may have.
It's got the dude from 90210 in it, I think is what it's called.
It was Insidious. Was it the one Insidious with Ethan Hawke in it? And it was really good, but the ending, the last 40 minutes of it just kept going and going. And I told Joni, I said, I checked out, you know what I mean? Because it went
Right.
on. Because I know what they was going for. It's like I talked earlier, they's really trying to drive home the creepiness of how he's mentally becoming, spoiler report, becoming mentally unstable because of this. Then all of a sudden, it ends. Or it comes up with the ending that should have been 45 minutes ago.
So the whole concept of that movie is him just becoming nuts.
Well, it's a spooky type of movie.
Like, I know when I saw previews of it, it was like a demonic being with a white face and long black hair, right?
I think so.
He saw it first on like a home movie that he found in the attic.
That's it.
Okay.
See, he kept he thought he'd destroyed the movie. Like I said, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Now, this tells you how well the movie stuck with me. It's not the story of the movie that stuck with me. It's the story of how he just kept. It took them 40 minutes, what it felt like 40 minutes, to spin how he's starting to break down. Because one of the things is what was in the movie would always drive the watcher crazy into killing his family, I think. And it was showing that he thought that he had escaped it, and it kept coming back. And it just took forever.
Was it called Insidious?
Was it Insidious?
There is an
It may be.
I know there is Insidious.
It may
like
be Insidious, like part 2.
There's another one.
It's Ethan Hawke.
I don't
Yeah.
Time to pull up the old trusted Google.
Yeah. But that was me.
In the meantime, enjoy this elevator music. I'm in an elevator. Insidious is
Sinister.
Okay, I was gonna say.
It's sinister.
I was like, Insidious, isn't that like the whole red face, like a little kid and everything else? But yeah, Insidious is that one.
It's the one where he's like trapped in a.
Yeah, true crime writer Ellison Oswald Ethan Hawke is in a slump. He hasn't been a bestseller for 10 years, and he discovers the existence of a snuff film showing the deaths of a family he vows to solve the mystery. He moves his family into the victim's home, and therefore it starts breaking down a little bit.
Okay, Sinister.
Sinister.
Yes.
That's my bad, not Insidious.
No, I was like, I could have sworn Insidious was something dealing with like an exorcist and something like that.
It is. It's the one that played.
See, it's like the little kid that gets. Is that the one where the little
Yeah,
kid
like he gets possessed and crap.
and
Yeah.
it's-
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're
that's
Trying to
Insidious.
find him in this other dimension or something.
Yeah, this one is sinister. When I read the synopsis, it said Ethan Hawke on it, and he finds that snuff film that shows his that family being hung outside. So,
That's creepy.
right, yeah,
Like, ooh, okay.
it's very good story. They just could have wrapped it up
Right.
quicker. That's me. Yeah, because
I could have sworn my phone was vibrating again.
right, yeah, but I say we pick a movie that. I don't know. It's up to you.
Okay, well, how about this? Johnny, what movie should we watch and break down for the next episode?
Allie always talks about the Babadook. Like she loves it, and a lot of
The
people.
Babadook.
What's
Like it's supposed to be one of those that like either you love it or you hate it,
Yeah.
and it's like kind of a mental
now,
thing too. I don't know.
Babadook.
The
Babadook.
I've never heard of that.
I've heard her talk about it, but I've never. That would
It's
be
a
a good one.
strange movie, but
Alright.
What is the name? There's one
I've
Heritage.
never seen
What?
it. Oh.
Babadook. I don't know if I spelled that right, but
But yeah, no, it's like
Is that the name of the Heritage, or
Inherit. Oh, what is it called?
do you know what I'm talking about?
Or is it, oh shoot.
I don't think so.
I don't either.
Are you talking about the one where the girl gets her head?
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't even watch it. I didn't like it.
Hereditary.
Hereditary.
Yeah, I just didn't like it. But the Babadook could be a good one.
Babadook.
Especially if
Babadook.
you've never seen it, because
I've never even heard of it, so yeah.
she says a lot of people don't like it because it's hard to follow.
And it's
But
one of them.
like
It's one of them B movies.
Like it has a deep meaning or something, but I don't know. You just kind of have to. I don't know.
Okay.
I think it's like kind of metaphorical for something like the Babadook itself. It's like I don't know. It's kind of like a mental disorder type thing, but I don't know.
The Babadook.
From what I gathered from her, I've never seen it.
It's a horror thriller. Okay, a single mother, plagued by the violent death of her husband, battles with her son's fear of a monster lurking in the house, but soon discovers a sinister presence all around her. Okay. This was released back in 2014.
That's it.
Hour and 32 minutes long.
Good deal.
The Babadook.
I've
Okay.
been meaning to watch it just because she keeps
As-
saying
as a
she
good one.
likes it, but
You know what I would love to watch, and it's actually on Amazon? The Black Phone.
I wouldn't.
That is good.
Yeah,
I
that's
wanna
good.
watch
It's
it.
another good one.
Ethan Hawke.
Yep.
That's a
It'll
good one.
make you try to figure it out
Mhm.
as it goes, which we've seen it. It's really good.
That's one movie I do want to watch.
It's a good one.
Okay, so on the next episode of Creators Dementia, we are going to be discussing the Babadook. I'm going to break it down.
You may hate it. I don't know.
May love it, may hate it. Well, there was one movie me and Mary watched, Uma.
Oh yeah.
Freaking horrible.
Well, that's like Mother.
Yeah.
Seen it?
Hmm. Yeah.
It was odd.
It was, yeah.
But you couldn't like stop watching it because you just like, where is this going?
Yeah, or
Yes.
It was-
Into the Tall Grass. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen that one.
It was
I hated
good
it, but I was
for a
like-
while. Then it would.
Just,
It just.
yeah.
What?
Just took a big crap on the ending.
See, I've not seen the Mother either. So.
But I think I actually watched Mother in theaters.
It really got me in it. Like I was so invested in it, and then as it kept going, I was like, "What the heck?" is
Yeah.
this?" And you couldn't like quit watching, and then when it's over, you're like, "What?
Mhm.
What was that?"
Yeah.
I mean, it's good and bad. I don't know how to explain it. I wouldn't say it's a good movie, but
There's a lot of movies out there recently that's like that. It's like it starts off, you're like, oh, this is going to be great. And then just hits that one point, and you're just like, I wasted an hour for
they
this.
just go, they just go
Yeah,
berserk
we
with it.
we
Yeah.
even watched
Some-
not the one we watched before Cocaine Bear. I can't remember the name of it.
Mm.
Oh,
We watched and we was like, I can't believe we're still watching this.
yeah, what was that?
But it was one of them movies that wasn't good, wasn't bad,
Right.
but you just wasted 2 hours watching it.
Yeah.
Oh, one of the best movies you'll watch as far as storyline, if you can get it all together, because it tends to skew a little bit. We watched this a few years ago. I actually watched it on a pirate copy like that. And,
Yeah. Burnt.
and I was aiming to go to theaters and see it, but we just never did. Joni didn't know about it. She had heard about it.
Uh-huh.
I think it sort of got her into. But it's got one of the most thrilling. It's got love interest. It's got fights. It's got battles. It's got character growth. It's got death in it. It's got an emotional death, man. That when you see it happen, you're like, they just took the main character out of this. Almost like some of your creation.
Yeah.
But
I killed my main characters. But they seem to come back.
the name this is called
I don't know what you're talking about.
Twilight. I had you vested, didn't I? can sell a barbecue if you want.
You went rogue. I'm done.
But yeah. Don't forget he's got merch on Redbubble.
Yep.
There you go.
Got it on today. Under my vest. Yeah, and nothing about this says Twilight, so we're good. No! No!
But I think we about whooped the zombies today.
Yeah. That was... So, now you know about zombies. If you want to write them, make a film, anything.
The story's yours. I mean,
Yes.
you can go anywhere with it.
And with all the examples and information that we had just given to you, you can literally take zombies anywhere you like. That's the great part of being a creator.
Yeah.
Freaking Twilight. Gosh damn it.
How many times do y'all talk about Twilight in every podcast?
Every time.
Every time. Yeah.
Every
I
time.
think you're just gonna have to do it.
Like, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to actually have to just read the books.
Read the book.
Maybe I'll have a great appreciation. Cause
Don't watch the movie, read the book.
Yeah, it is better. I appreciate the movies a lot better.
You've
And I
even
don't
got the
read
official.
Yeah.
You've even got the official.
I've got the
Twilight
illustrated guide, yes. But see, the thing is, the library was having a sale. Fit
okay.
all the books in a bag for $1.
I've got them all.
I spent $3 on 3 big ass bags of books. That's where all my John Grisham and James Patterson come from too. Yeah.
We got a bunch we had to burn.
Yeah, they got wet.
Yeah.
The basement flooded.
Yeah.
I've got the latest one. What's it called?
Midnight Sun.
Midnight Sun.
Yeah, there's a new one. It's
And
from
I'm not
Edward's
finished yet.
perspective.
It's good. It's just.
What's the
I'm not very
the
good.
little name
I've had years.
the companion the name of the companion book? The short life of
What was her name?
Bree
Bree Tanner.
Bree Tanner.
Bree Tanner.
I said Brie Larson.
So Captain
She's
Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Oh yeah.
So, knowing that you've read the books and seen the movies, which one's Bree?
She's a newborn that's in Eclipse.
I was right.
You were
Very
there.
Okay.
I couldn't
short.
remember.
Yeah.
She was at the very end with the battle scene, right?
Yeah.
they
She
killed
didn't
the
fight or
Volturi
anything. She
killed
was
her.
hiding.
Yeah.
Not to
Yes.
give it away.
Okay. So I was right.
Yeah.
Who played her?
I don't know who
Don't
that
know.
girl is. I don't know what her name is.
Huh. Oh, so
I don't know.
I thought of an interesting story. I know we'll have to wrap this up soon, but I thought of an interesting story. It just came across in my head the other day. So it's a mixture of Hunger Games, but with supernatural things. And have you ever seen what's it called with Ethan Hawke? It's a World Full of Vampires.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
I want to say Unbreakable, but that's Bruce
No,
Willis.
it's not it.
But anyways, say the world is ran by the supernatural creatures, and humans are just kind of wandering around. They're not an important part of the world, but they keep it going along with these creatures. And every 4 years, kind of like presidential elections, they will Daybreakers. Thank you. They will elect a different supernatural creature to run the world, not necessarily just the country. So, say the election, it's a vampire that's in office. They have to orchestrate a Hunger Games scenario of creatures from different factions, including a human, to go in there and battle. And whoever wins, that's who's going to run the world on the next election. Like, say, if a human wins, then the humans are going to run it. Werewolf wins, the werewolf's going to run it. I don't know why that just popped in my head the other day.
Pretty interesting.
It's a good idea.
But I've got like 4 other books I got to write, so.
It's a mission.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it.
It's amazing the ideals that just
Yes.
pop, like we was talking about earlier before we got up here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, it'll take one I sort of hinted on that this morning about Joni.
The Rainbow Witch.
Oh yeah. Good character.
You should honestly just call your character the Rainbow Witch.
You know how in the book it's celestial witches and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that's my remembering way by
Yeah.
saying that like that. So
The Rainbow Witch. I love it. That's the character literally needs to be the Rainbow Witch.
Rainbow Witch.
Be like, oh, is she all glitter and shit? Hell no. It's just her hair.
But yeah.
Anyways, I guess that is it for this episode.
That is it.
We have talked about zombies. We have talked about movies of zombies, shows, lore, answered some questions from some awesome people, made some shorts even though I forgot. So
If you've noticed, the questions y'all send in, me and when Bradley reads them and I read them, we get two totally different interpretations of that question.
And it makes it better.
I mean, that's
It does.
no side's wrong.
No.
But just send them in. We'll try to answer on the best of our ability, whether it's right or wrong.
Different opinion on our abilities there.
Yep.
Oh, May.
But for next week, we're going to watch, not next week, but the next video,
recording.
the next recording is The Babadook.
The Babadook. So that means I got to find it. Is it on any streaming service, or am I going to have to buy this one?
It used to be, but
Maybe on Redbox.
Well, so if you want to watch this movie
With
too,
us.
yes, do it.
You've got 2 weeks till the next recording.
Yes, 2
So
weeks from
today.
Today is Saturday.
So if you want to watch it, then send questions in or send a statement of how you've seen something. That way it'll compare to what we're going to do in 2 weeks.
It's on Tubi. I don't have Tubi.
Tubi's free.
Pluto, primetime subscription to YouTube,
They're free. Well,
premium subscription on Amazon Prime. So does that mean I can watch it because I'm an Amazon Prime member?
yes, I think so.
Oh, snap.
It's on Tubi. I've got Tubi on my phone. So
I don't have to buy it. I don't buy a lot of stuff anymore. I'm always broke.
Well, you're going to be the post office man, so.
I really don't.
Yes, post office.
But anyway, watch The Babadook.
The Babadook.
Send in your questions about it, or if you've got any questions that you just want to ask us before we get started on The Babadook next week, send it to your email.
Creatorsdementia@gmail.com. Yes. Yes. I was reading this. It said, why is Babadook so scary? One reason people have connected to this film on such a deep level is that the title character can stand for any kind of haunted past trauma or loss. Something so powerful it can threaten to fundamentally change a person. I don't know why it says 5 there. The Babadook is a dark film about the power of the light.
I guess we'll find out what the light is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh. It says it's like Stephen King's adaptation, Shining Veil.
You better not read too much.
No, because I'm gonna ruin it for myself. So I need to quit. Well, I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna get about 30 minutes into it and be like, why?
Yeah.
Well, before we completely go, my brother Scott was always into these weird ass movies. It had there's this one. It had what's his name? He's from Twister. He passed away.
Bill Paxton.
Not Bill.
Not Bill. Rusty.
Yes. What's his actual name?
Don't know. He's in the Hunger Games too.
Yes, he was. I want to say it's like Hoffman or something like that. It's not Dustin Hoffman. So, see, I'm completely wrong on that one.
Philip.
Well, his name was
Philip Seymour?
I think so.
Seymour Hoffman?
Philip Seymour Hoffman. Yep.
Boom! Philip Seymour Hoffman. Yes. It's a weird ass movie. He was a screenwriter. And the whole time he was creating this movie, it was supposed to be like the best movie to ever exist. And it took him like 80 years writing it. And every time he'd write it, it would play it. You know, he was a character in it. And it was just fucking weird. And Scott loved that movie, and I didn't understand one bit of it. And he's like, oh, it's about, how you're trying to strive for something, you can never get there, but you always got to place the effort. And I'm like, I still don't get it. This movie's weird. I didn't enjoy it, but he did, so, I got to appreciate it in some shape or form. Unlike Twilight.
You don't know what you're missing. I was trying to...
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way we check out.
This is the way we check out. But yes, thank you for tuning in to this episode of Creators Dementia, all about the zombies. If you have a favorite zombie lore, zombie show, zombie movie, zombie story, please let us know. I do have a story on Kindle Vella that I kind of just quit messing with, and I need to get back to. It's called 24 Hours in the Zombie Apocalypse.
It's actually pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Thank you. I got to continue it. I've kind of went through the whole doubting process again with my writing. So I haven't touched anything.
You know what makes... Well, do you know what helps that? What actually makes it worse? Not to write.
Not to write. Yes, it does. It does. And I've preached that many times. Always remember why you do the passions that you do. And just sometimes you just can't help but fall into that pit. And you're like, why do I do this?
Well, it's like we was talking about downstairs. I keep messing with my glasses. It's like downstairs we was talking about the new ideals that we'd had.
Yes.
And if we...
I can't put my glasses back on.
That's why I quit doing that. But I couldn't get them through these headphones. You know, it would probably come together with the couple of handful ideals I have right now if I just start writing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I just start putting it to... I'm not doing it to paper no more. Heaven, that slowed me. Oh my gosh. But if I just put it to the computer screen...
Yeah. It's another short.
And it's another short. I think it would take, and it would just start filling out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Like my mid-grade novel that I've been working on since freaking October. I know how I wanted to do it, but I'm stuck again because I'm afraid it doesn't make sense. And it's pissing me off because I should have got it done within a month because it was only supposed to be like 25,000 words, like just a little novella for kids that are 12 and under, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I pulled off that short story with 25,000 words within a week for that Remembering William
25,000 words?
Yeah. In a week. I was surprised as hell. And I got it done the day it was due. For the Remembering William that's coming out next month.
See, it's like this new one that I'm getting ready, wanting to start. I only want it to be the same size as the previous one.
Mm.
So I don't want to be too ambitious with it and just get too much going.
Yeah.
Because I, like you said, I'm afraid I'll get a quarter, halfway through it and just quit. Just quit, and that's time that I put into it.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like my third Zed's book. Been working on it ever since I released Zed's Wayward Son. Still ain't even nowhere getting it done. Because I'm stuck. I don't know where to take it.
No.
I know where it's going to end, and I know how it began. It's just always the middle part to where I can just link shit up and make it make sense. I'm at that point where I'm just like, why?
Well,
and that honestly could be my downfall to why I don't sell so many. Is because people's like, well, he ain't gonna get this one done for like 5 years, so we'll just wait.
Just anticipation of it.
Yeah.
But I'm a firm believer. If I could get it going, it's going to fill up. It's going to help me clear it out a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because I think I know where I want to start, but it's just that confidence of 5 people's reading it, and then I got to look at it that way. If 5 people reads it, that's all matters.
Right.
I don't care.
You got them 5 people.
Yeah, it's just hopefully it's just something somebody can enjoy.
Yeah.
Like listening to us talk about zombies or talk about the Babadook next week.
Babadook. I mean, at least we know for sure that 3 people have enjoyed your book, no matter what.
Yeah. I'm one
Me.
of them.
Bree and Brandy from 5 Star.
Now, she's the one that sent in the question.
Bree, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there's that.
Well, then we'll have 3 for the next ones.
That's right. I'll be right here, waiting, impatiently, like I tell everybody else whose books I'm waiting on.
Like I said, I skimmed over that one I had about I don't even know what you'd call it. But the only thing I like on it is just wrapping up the last 30-minute read part of it. And just closing it up. I've got the guy that's witnessed all of it standing and looking out the window.
Okay.
And that's where I'm at. I don't know Well, that's a whole different story
That's
for
all.
everyone. Don't even go get it in. We'll last on here for 2 hours.
Yes,
2 more hours.
2 more hours. Yes.
But next week, the Babadook.
Next recording. Yeah.
Next recording. Well, not
Yeah.
next week. Next recording.
Next recording. The Babadook.
It will be next week by the time you see this.
Yep. Yeah, because this will be released next Friday. So yeah, that's it. I guess we're done for the day, for the week, for the 2 weeks, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
I don't know why I'm just so damn thirsty. I've been drinking water. About 10 more seconds, I'll pick it right back up. And that's not even the good water. This one's the good water. I like my Great Value water.
Mm.
But yeah, that's not the topic, so thank you all very much. Sorry for the ramble, but it's what you do when you do what we do. We ramble and go off in different directions to figure out why in the hell we do what we do. We're that awesome.
That's all you guys say.
That is it. Thank you guys very much for tuning in to Creators Dementia. I am scratching my ankle, so you might not see my face. We release an episode every 2 weeks until the point where we just say fuck it and go. But right now we're not saying that, so you're lucky. And if y'all have any questions, please feel free to send us a message at creatorsdementia@gmail.com. Don't forget Alan's book. I showcased it earlier during this video. Broken Dagger, Lucifer's Contract. He's working on the second installment to the Broken Dagger series. I am slowly figuring out the storyline for, I'll go ahead and give you guys the title for it, Ashes of Eden, the second book for the Legion series. And like we were talking about earlier, I'm still working on the mid-grade novel. Screw you, truck! God! If y'all want to give me money to soundproof this room, I would love that. I'd appreciate it. But yeah. And Hidden Hollow Productions is trying to venture out a little further. I know I started doing Dead by Daylight gaming on the computer and only made 1 episode of that. Eventually I might get back to it. We will see how things go. I need a bigger system right there. I got too much shit on it as it is. And I'm actually going to record a music session here pretty soon.
Oh, I didn't know you sung.
No, not me. No. Hell no. You don't want a dying donkey on here. Shit. Now, Dylan and Isaiah, the ones I played D&D with, or did play D&D with, we haven't played in a while, they're going to come up here and record a song.
Okay.
I know we're going to look into making skits.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah. Do like a newscaster thing. Fake news.
Fake news. And the universe behind us. It's cloudy today.
It is. It is. But thank you all very much. God bless. Hope you have a great weekend, great couple weeks. We will see you back here on the next recording. So for now, Demented Creators, out.